What is an acceleration? You may think you know what an acceleration is, but we'll take a look at what it is in a physics sense. Acceleration is usually shown in equations with a lowercase a, so that's how it'll be portrayed in this video. The first thing we're going to do is look at the units of acceleration. An acceleration is measured in meters per second, usually referred to as meters per second squared. So, what does that mean? Well, one way to look at it is meters per second. And what does that give? Well, it gives a velocity divided by a time. And what does that mean? Well, it means that there will be a change in velocity over a given amount of time. An object accelerating at 1 meter per second squared will increase its velocity by 1 meter per second in 1 second. One important thing to note is the relationship between position, velocity, and acceleration. Velocity is the derivative of position with respect to time, meaning that velocity describes the rate of change of position. And in the same way, acceleration is the derivative of velocity with respect to time, meaning that acceleration describes the rate of change of velocity. Knowing this, we can say that acceleration is the second derivative of position, meaning that the acceleration describes the rate of change of the rate of change of position. So, if the value of an acceleration is constant, which it usually is, the equation of velocity will be linear, and the equation for position will be quadratic due to some calculus reasons. Also, acceleration is a vector value, so it has both a direction and a magnitude. Another note is the difference between acceleration and deceleration. If an object has a velocity in one direction and an acceleration in the opposite direction, then the speed will decrease and the object is decelerating. If the velocity and acceleration are both in the same direction, then the speed will increase and the object is accelerating. So now that we know what an acceleration is by definition, we can ask the question, what is an acceleration? What does it mean to be accelerating? As you will soon see in a future video, accelerations are the most fundamental unit to the movement of objects in the real world, because forces create accelerations. And because everything interacts through forces, accelerations describe essentially every form of movement in the universe. For reference, the acceleration due to gravity on the Earth's surface is about 9.81 meters per second squared, with a little variation depending on where you are. So that is the feeling that pulls you toward the ground and how heavy you feel. On the Moon, acceleration due to gravity is 1.625 meters per second squared, which is about 6 times smaller than on Earth, which is why you feel so light when you're on the Moon, and you can jump much higher. I mentioned some concepts in this video that we will take a look at in future videos, so if you want to see videos on those topics, be sure to check out my playlists and subscribe and stay tuned. Thanks for watching.